All right. Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all of you. Hope you're all doing well. And first of all, let me extend a very warm welcome to all of you to our free public speaking masterclass. I'm very excited to have you all here. Guys, I would love it if you could switch on your camera so that I could see your face. Great. I'm seeing a lot of people. Who am I seeing? Sampath, Mihijaya, fantastic. Imra, Akindu, Sitmi, nice to see you guys. Bernard, how are you? Hannah, fantastic. Guys, lovely to see your faces. I love it when people switch on their cameras because teaching to a screen that's blank can be quite boring. So I like to see people's faces, I like to interact with you. And this is a public speaking webinar, right? You're here because you want to learn how to speak well. And the first step to learning how to speak well is to be seen. Now, if you're here at an online meeting, if you're doing an online meeting at your workplace, if you're doing an online meeting in a public forum and you're keeping your camera switched off, that's just really bad etiquette. All right. So keeping your camera switched on is so important when it comes to attending an online meeting. So I would love to see your faces. I'd love to see you switching your camera on and actively participating in the webinar today. So guys, before we get started, I'd like to speak to a couple of you, maybe 4 or 5 people, just to get an idea of who you are, what brings you here, and what makes you want to improve your public speaking skills. So Sampath, I see your face. Very nice to have you here. Can you give me a quick introduction about yourself?
Sure, sir. Good evening. My name is Sampath. Currently, I'm attached to a semi-government company. So basically, the intention is, of course, I need to brush up my English, especially when I'm doing public talk. So that's why I'm here, and I believe so there'll be a help from your program. So yeah, I love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Nice to have you here, Sampath. And definitely, there will be something of value that you can take away from the webinar today. And if you do join our program, there's definitely going to be a huge learning curve and you're going to become a confident speaker for sure. Mihijay, what about you? Tell me something about yourself.
Hello, sir. I'm from Hankurangkete, which is located 31 kilometers away from Kandy. So I'm working as a restaurant manager at the Current Beach Resort, Bangalore. So I've been working with many nationalities, including Germans, French, Italian, Denmark, Swedish, and Norwegian. So most of the time I communicate with them. So I want to gain confidence more than I have today. So that's why I joined this session. And thanks for inviting me such a amazing session like this.
No problem. Very nice to have you here. I hope you get something of value from the session today.
Yes,
Good.
of course.
Bernard, how about you?
Hi, good evening everyone. I'm Bernard Samuel from Colombo. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Dias, sir. So this is very important, I think, for me. Of course, I'm doing business. So looking forward to improve my meetings, sort of things in this event. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Nice to have you here, Bernard. All right. Amna, what about you? Can you give a quick introduction about yourself?
I'm in grade 8. I have done some speech classes before, but I am looking forward to improving my public speaking even more.
Fantastic. Nice to have you here. All right. One more person. Nuzkia, how about you? A quick introduction about yourself. Nuzkia, is Nuzkia not your name?
So, sorry, it's my wife's Zoom. So it's
Okay.
just my name is Kader, and I'm working for a private concern in Land, Colombo. I just what do you call influencer? That's it.
Right. Superb. All right. Nice to have you here. I hope you get something of value from the session today. I see one more person having.
Thanks a lot.
No problem. I see one more person having put your hand up. Who is this? Tuaraga? Tuaraga, can you give a quick introduction about yourself? I see your hand, so you can go ahead. Are you there? Not there?
Yes, I am Dwaraka Navadesh from Colombo, University of Moratuva. I am interested in public speaking class because it helps me express my ideas clearly and confidently. It also allows me connect with people, share knowledge, and inspire others. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, nice to have you here. All right, guys, so let's get started. We'll move on. Now, see, in this webinar, the reason I have organized this webinar is because I have been a public speaking coach for a long period of time. I'll give you a quick introduction about myself soon. But I have understood there are 5 major mistakes that keep people from being a confident speaker. We are going to outline these mistakes in this webinar. And if you're someone that's facing these problems, if you're someone that's making these same mistakes, then I'm going to show you how you can fix them, right? Now, fixing them is not going to happen in 2 hours, right? It's going to take some time. It's going to take some consistent practice. It's going to take a bit of effort, a bit of dedication from your end. And that's why I have put together a 4-month training program through which I can guarantee that you will be a confident, competent speaker that will overcome these 5 major mistakes and become the best version of yourself, the best speaker that you can be. All right. So before I outline these 5 major mistakes, let me give you a quick introduction as to why you need to improve your public speaking skills. Guys, while I'm explaining this to you, while I'm running through this slide, there is one thing I want you to do. I want you to type into the chat box why you want to improve your public speaking skills. I want you to give me an answer to that in the chat box. Type it out. Do you want to make more money? Because trust me, if you can speak well, you can make more money. Right? That's the reality. Because you know how to face interviews better. You know how to sell your clients better. You know how to make better investment pitches. You know how to speak in a public forum and get paid for it. If you know how to speak confidently, how to speak well, the opportunities to make money, the opportunities to level up your income is incredibly high. Guys, I want to see an answer to this question in the chat box. Why do you want to speak well? I want you to give me an answer. One of the other things that this will help you with is building a better network. As they say, your network is your net worth. If you know the right people, especially in a country like Sri Lanka, the chances of you being able to get promoted, get into companies, face interviews is going to be extremely high, right? Learning how to face interviews in a better way, deliver speeches and presentations with confidence, especially if you're a salesperson, right? Now, I think Bernard said you run your own business, right? As a businessman, you know how important it is to be able to motivate your team, to speak to your clients, to speak to your investors. If you can't do these things confidently, it's very tough to run a business. The most important aspect of any business is being able to bring in money. How do you bring in money? You make sales. You sell your product, you sell your services. And in order to sell your product or services, along with great marketing, you need to have good sales. You need to be able to speak with your customers, make them feel the value of your product, of your service. And if they value your product or service, that's when they will become a long-term customer in your business. So I'm seeing a lot of good answers to do my research and my Viva. That's fantastic. I'm a deputy principal. I want to be able to improve my speaking skills, to conduct meetings, to level up my confidence. Fantastic, guys. I'm seeing a lot of answers coming in. I want to earn more money. I want to touch the lives of people, social media influencer, to give my idea to clients. Beautiful. Beautiful. Guys, there are so many of us here with different visions, with different objectives to achieve by being a confident speaker. And trust me, all of these goals you have, you will be able to achieve if you improve your speaking skills. And I guarantee if you follow my training program, not even my training program, at the end of these 2 hours, if you follow the tips and techniques that I give you on a consistent basis, I guarantee you'll be able to become a confident, competent speaker. All right, so let me give you a quick introduction about myself. Guys, right now, I'm just someone you have seen on Facebook. right? I'm just someone whose ad popped up on your Facebook feed. You decided to click the link, entered my WhatsApp group, and then you're here now. So let me give you a quick introduction as to who I am, what I do, and why I'm qualified to teach you what I'm teaching you now. So my name is Sheshan Dias. You can call me Sheshan, you can call me Sir, whatever you are comfortable with. Guys, when I started off, right, when we are born, we are not given these God-given talents, we are not suddenly given this opportunity or this talent or this skill to be able to speak fluently, right? So during my school time, I was not the most confident speaker. I remember there was this one instance where I had to get in front of the altar in church, right? I don't know how many of you are Catholics, but we have this thing called prayers of the faithful, right? It's this thing where you have to say the prayers on behalf of all the other people, your family, the church, and so on. And you don't just have to say this, you have to say it in a bit of a sing-song voice, right? You have to sing it a little, right? So now I had to get in front of the altar. I would have been, I don't know, maybe about 8 or 9 years old. And I had to say this in front of the entire congregation. Now, we had practiced this multiple times. The pianist was supposed to play the piano and I was supposed to sing it. When I got on stage, when I got on the altar, I saw the audience and my whole mind just went blank, right? And I was singing it, but I was singing it completely off tune. At one point, the pianist stopped playing the piano. Okay, he stopped playing the piano and he was just looking at me like that. And then the father, the priest also, he was sitting and then he looked at me like this. And I knew I was in a bad situation, right? I started crying. I just ran off the altar and I thought I would never speak in front of an audience again. Right? I don't know how many of you have been in such a situation where when you see an audience, you feel scared, you feel nervous, you feel tongue tied, you don't know what to say, you don't have the right words. Guys, it's a scary situation. It can be quite terrifying. I don't know how many of you have faced this situation, but it can be quite terrifying to see an audience and not know what to say and know you're making a mistake, to feel like people are judging you, laughing at you, right? But thank God I had parents that forced me not to give up. Right? When I went crying to my parents, they said, doesn't matter whether you embarrassed yourself, doesn't matter whether you made a complete fool of the entire family, you're going to do it again. Right? So again at church, I had to go and do the same thing again and again and again and again until I was confident, until I was competent to do it. And then one of the most important things that my parents ended up doing for me is when I was in grade 9, my mother dragged me from the year and went and entered me for theater at school, right? And so I got involved in drama, I got involved in theater, right? And honestly, this was the best decision that I think my parents made for me, and then I continued to make for myself. To this day, I'm involved in theater. I'm a thespian. I love being on stage, right? And that initial fear I had to perform in front of people, to talk in front of people, to carry out a conversation with anyone, anywhere, at any time, completely evaporated because of the confidence I built through theater. So these are just a couple of pictures from productions that I have taken part over the years. And to this day, I continue to take part in different productions, different drama shows that we put on, right? It's an exciting experience and it's an experience that I absolutely love, right? So once I left school, guys, I got into radio, right? This was my first opportunity to become a proper professional public speaker. I started working at Gold FM. I was a news presenter there and I worked there for close to 6 years until I left in 2024, right? I had a fantastic time there because when I was growing up, I used to listen to the radio and I used to think all these radio presenters were celebrities and, they were at a different level from where we were, right? But then I started working in radio myself and I started living my dream job. I started doing what I love. I started doing what I really enjoy. And being able to present news on radio was honestly one of the greatest experiences of my life. And because of that chance, because of that opportunity I got to work in radio, I started getting a lot of gigs to compere. And so I became an event host. I became a compeer. I started doing events, and it was a fantastic experience because I got to do something I genuinely enjoy. When I was in school, because of how much drama and theater that I did, I got a lot of opportunities in school itself to present events, to host prize givings, and so on. And in school, this was something that I really enjoyed. And I never thought that this was a profession I could pursue once I completed school. But thanks to the experience that I got on radio and thanks to the opportunities that I got through that, I was able to get into the comparing field. I compare weddings, I compare prize givings, events, dinner dancers, and so on. So it was a fantastic experience, and it's an experience that I continue to enjoy up to this date, right? Following that, I got into corporate training. I started doing motivational speaking for university students, for schools, and I got into the training environment, right? I also became a presenter. So currently, we have over 100,000 followers on TikTok. We have more than 11,000 followers, close to 12,000 followers on YouTube, 18,000 plus on Instagram. We were able to build a massive social media platform. I mean, almost everyone that's here today is here thanks to our Facebook profile, right? So, Facebook, there's some of you here from TikTok, right? We were able to build a solid social media profile for ourselves again simply because of the ability to speak well, right? Simply because I was not afraid to put myself out there and build this platform for myself, for the company, right? So today I work as the head lecturer, the founder of the Success Academy. Guys, for the longest time, we were doing spoken English training, IELTS training. I'm very proud to say that over a span of just 3 years, we were able to help more than 350 students achieve their goal in IELTS, right? I also work as head of operations for an IT company called Better Cyber Career. And the reason that I mention this now, this is completely unrelated to me being an English lecturer. Right? But the reason I mention this is to show that I have a bit of corporate experience. I have experience in interviewing people. I have experience in facing interviews. I have experience in working with a team. I have gone through the whole corporate shebang. We have built a startup over a period of 3 years. We started off with 2 people. Now we are a company that includes 25 people, right? So I have experience in growing a team, working with people, pitching to investors, making sales. When you do a startup, you learn the entire 360 degrees of running a company, right? And with this experience is what I'm teaching you. Makes sense. I have brought the experience that I have got working in a company, and I've implemented it into my own trainings, right? I do public speaking, speech and drama, corporate training at an institute called Mystical Rose, and I used to work in radio, right? Guys, aside from my work experience, and I have close to 7+ years of work experience, both in the corporate sector plus running my own company, right? Aside from my experience, I also have the educational qualifications necessary to be a public speaking trainer. I have my licentiate in public speaking from the University of West London, and I also have my associate in public speaking from Trinity College London. Plus, I have my teaching English as a foreign language certification from the World TESOL Academy. So that's a small introduction about myself. Guys, I want you to understand, I want you to realize that I'm not just some random guy on TikTok. I'm not just some random guy on Facebook. Sampath? That just popped up on your Facebook feed, right? I have the experience. I have been doing this for a long time. I have the qualifications necessary to understand the theory to help you understand how to become a better speaker. I hope that makes sense. All right. So once again, let me extend a very warm welcome to all of you to our free public speaking masterclass. Guys, what you're going to learn here today is something you can practically apply whenever you are going to speak in front of an audience. So I want you to pay attention to me, be attentive throughout the webinar. Take out a pen, take out a pencil, take out a notebook, take notes, understand what you're going to learn, and implement what you're going to learn today. All right. What I want you to understand again is, see, if you are consistent and dedicated enough to implement what I teach in these 2 hours, then you're good to be on your own, right? If you're someone that can learn by yourself, practice, implement things by yourself, that's fantastic. But for those of you that want some additional guidance, for those of you that wants a little bit of hand holding, I have put together a 4-month training program which will guarantee that you will become a confident speaker. Whatever fear, whatever anxiety, whatever nervousness you have when you see people, I'm going to erase it. I'm going to eradicate it. This I can promise you. I'll give you more details about my coaching program at the end of this session, so I'm not going to highlight too much about it now. I'm also going to send you a free PDF document on the WhatsApp group once this webinar is done. So stay till the very end, because I want you to take this PDF document as well. Even if you don't join my classes, even if you don't turn up for my mentorship program, that's fine. Take this book, take this PDF, read it, understand it, implement it, and you will be a confident speaker. Right? Guys, I want you to type again in the chat box, what are you scared of when it comes to speaking in front of an audience? What scares you? What are you scared of when it comes to speaking in front of an audience? Are you scared people will laugh at you? Are you scared that people will judge you? Do you not have the right vocabulary? Is grammar a problem? Right? What is your problem? What is your issue? What is stopping you? I want you to tell me. Sajika, guys, I want you to give me some answers. Sitmi, Akindu, Imra, guys, I want you to give me some answers. People will judge me. Vocabulary, lack of vocabulary. I'm unable to articulate. I can't speak with a flow. Fantastic. Guys, these are common problems. These are common problems, and these are problems that we will give you solutions to. This I can guarantee. Right? Fayad, I want you to tell me what scares you when it comes to speaking in front of people. Right? I want you to type it out. Amar, I want you to type it out. Right? Fantastic. Okay. So guys, I hope you're ready. I want you to say yes. We are going to start the gist of this webinar. We're going to go into the body. I want you to say yes if you're ready to take as much value as possible from the webinar today. I want you to say yes. I want you to be ready, because what you're going to learn today is something that you can take home, implement, and keep in your mind for the rest of your lives. I guarantee this. Right? I want you to say yes. Love it, love it, love it. Love the enthusiasm. Some of you are saying yes with all capital letters. That's great. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Okay. So, guys, the first thing that I want you to understand is what public speaking is. Let me ask somebody. All right. Let me give you the chance to unmute yourself. Let me give someone the chance to tell me. Okay. Bernard, what is public speaking? What are you here to learn?
In our thought and our details we have to address. Like we have to address our thinking and what we have to say. That we have to address. That's the public speaking.
Absolutely. I think you said it brilliantly, right? Guys, most people think public speaking is just speaking in front of people, but anyone can speak in front of people, right? Anyone can speak in front of people. But real public speaking, effective public speaking, is when you are able to articulate your thoughts well, devise a clear message, and speak with an objective. So, delivering a clear message to a group of people with a proper objective is called public speaking, right? I want you to look at this definition, right? Public speaking is the process of delivering a speech to a live audience in a structured way, to inform, entertain, persuade, or demonstrate an idea to them. So you need to have a clear objective. Guys, I am doing a public speech here today. I'm teaching you guys. So I have a clear message. It's structured. I have a nice slide deck put together. I know exactly what I'm going to say. And what is my objective? Is it to entertain you? No, it's not, because I'm not here to crack jokes, right? I might crack a few jokes, but I know most of you won't laugh. because I'm I'm not that funny. Do you understand what I mean? But even if you don't laugh, it doesn't matter, because my objective is not to entertain you. It's to inform you. It's to educate you. As long as you are being educated, it doesn't matter. Do you understand? If you are educated, if you learn something of value from the webinar today, that means I have achieved my objective. Imagine if Block and Dino were here. I hope all of you know who Block and Dino is. If they came here to do a stand-up comedy show and none of you laughed, is the objective achieved? They are delivering a public speech in a structured way, but nobody laughs. They have failed, right? Because their objective is to entertain. Do you understand what I mean? Guys, when you are going to speak to an audience, it might be at a meeting, you're speaking to your board of directors. It might be at a sales meeting, right? You might be trying to convince or persuade a client to purchase your product. You have to have a clear message of what you are going to say. It has to be structured. You need to have an order. You need to have a plan in how you are going to put this message across. And you need to have an objective. You need to think, okay, what is the outcome of me delivering this speech? Anyone can go and say anything in front of an audience. But if your objective is not met, if you haven't educated people, if you're an entertainer, if you haven't made them laugh or cry, if you haven't persuaded them to purchase your product, or if you haven't demonstrated a clear idea to them, you haven't done effective public speaking. Do you understand what I mean? So I hope you understand what public speaking is. It's not just speaking to a crowd. It's speaking to a crowd in a structured way with a clear objective. Do you understand? I hope that's clear. All right. Guys, the main thing is the outcome. People should take positive action regarding your message. If you're selling a product, people should purchase that product. If you're pitching to an investor, the investor should invest in your business. If you're trying to educate people, people should get educated at the end of your training session. Do you understand what I mean? So if that end objective is achieved, that means your public speech has been successful. Now, it cannot be successful if you haven't planned what you are going to do. So when you have to deliver a speech, when you have to speak in front of a crowd, you're not just going to go and speak without any preparation, right? You need to plan, what's my structure? If I'm delivering a speech, how am I going to structure it? And what is my objective? Is that clear? All right, so I'm going to give you 3 things that you need to have when you're putting a speech together. When you're putting a good public speech together, you need to have these 3 things, right? You need to have these 3 things. The first one is called ethos, right? Guys, okay. I'm going to pose a question to you, right? I'm going to pose a question to you. And I want you to type the answer in the chat box, right? Let's say there is a finance conference, right? There is a conference on how to invest your money. Okay, how to invest your money. One of the speakers in this conference is Dhammika Pereira, right? One of the speakers in this conference is Dhammika Pereira. Another speaker in the conference is Ashane Ekanayaka, right? Nobody has heard of Ashane Ekanayaka. Whose speech are you going to listen to? Whose conference are you going to go to? Are you going to go to Dhammika Pereira's conference or Ashane's conference? Can you type your answer in the chat box? If anyone has said Ashane, I think you better leave the class now. Right? We are all going to go to Dhammika Pereira's conference. Bernard, why is that? We are going to Dhammika Pereira's conference because he has credibility, right? He's one of the richest men in the country. If he tells us, okay, this is how you should invest your money, this is how you should invest your personal finances, we have to listen to him. Do you understand what I mean? So when someone is going to speak about a specific topic, when you are going to speak about a specific topic, you have to ask yourself, do I have credibility? What is credibility? Do I have the education to talk about this topic? Do I have a qualification, a diploma, a degree, a master's, a PhD to speak about this topic? Do I have work experience? Sometimes people don't have educational qualifications, they have work experience. That's also fine. If I don't have both of those things, have I at least done the research to talk about this topic? What is my credibility to talk about this specific topic? Now, guys, you would have noticed when I started this webinar, I gave an introduction about myself. I spoke about my work experience. I spoke about my educational qualifications. Why? Because if I didn't talk about those things, I am just a random guy you saw on TikTok. Do you understand what I mean? Why would you come and learn how to speak confidently? Why would you pay someone money who you have no idea what they have done in their life? If I have never compared an event, if I have not worked in radio, if I have not worked in media, if I have not been a confident public speaker, Sampath, why would you learn from me? Do you understand? When we are going to talk about something, we need to ask ourselves, what is the credibility that we have? Right? The more credibility you have, the more likely people are inclined to listen to you. Now, if we take someone like Dhammika Perra, he doesn't have to follow the rules of good communication or the rules of delivering a good speech for people to pay attention to what he has to say. Because he has so much credibility that even if he delivers the most boring speech on earth, people will still listen to him. Do you understand? Now, most people don't have that luxury. Most people don't have that luxury. When we turn up for a sales meeting, not everyone in the world knows us. Right? So we have to employ other techniques to make our speech interesting. But let me give you another example of ethos, right? Now I keep talking about my classes. But if no one has been through my classes and achieved a good result, then why would you trust that my program is good? So because of that, I have given you an example here with a testimonial. All right. I want you
Hi,
to listen to
I'm
this.
Nihal Mohandiram, the Vice President, Eco Hotels and Resorts. I need to tell this specifically. I joined Success Academy about 2 months ago. Actually, this was recommended by my wife. I'm a person who does a lot of public speaking. In the sense, I used to talk to my team. But I always realize that there are a lot that I need to learn and correct. So that's why I joined this Success Academy. So during these 2.5 months, I learned, I must say, a lot of things. So still I'm practicing and I'm doing that. And if I have to recommend to anyone, not any other thing, it is the Success Academy, and join with Sheshan Dias, and he's the best trainer for you to look for. Thank you very much.
Do you understand? Now, I could have put just anyone there. I could have taken a normal student, put the testimonial. But again, I have taken someone with good credibility. He's the vice president of Eco Hotels and Resorts. He was a part of our program, joined in September. And when he left, or before he left, a month before he left, he delivered a speech in front of 850 people, hoteliers, right? Had a massive improvement in his ability to speak in front of an audience because he was so amazing, because he's one of the most busiest people you'll ever meet, because he's a top corporate guy. He's the director of Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority. Top guy. So busy. But he never missed a single class. I have done a podcast with him. You should go and listen to it. In that, he says wherever he is, because he has to travel a lot because of his job, he says doesn't matter where he is, he has told his driver, to remind him that on this specific day, he has the class at this time to get him home at that specific time. That's the dedication. That's the commitment. Do you understand? And he reaped the benefits of that commitment, right? So, guys, credibility is so important when you're trying to speak in front of an audience, when you're trying to convince a group of people. Number two, this is so important, is pathos. Guys, pathos is very simple. It's the emotional connection that you build with your audience. The emotional connection, right? Are you going to make people excited? Are you going to make them happy? Are you going to make them sad? When people are emotionally invested in what you are saying, they tend to agree with you more. They tend to believe in your ideas, right? How did Hitler lead thousands and thousands of Nazis to war? Is it because they enjoyed torturing the Jews? Is it because they enjoyed killing millions and millions of people? Sit me. Do you think the Nazis enjoyed killing millions and millions of people? No. Hitler convinced the German people. He got them invested emotionally in this idea that they were the most purest race in the world. And as a result, they had to get rid of the Jews and assert their dominance. They had to conquer the world. He told them a story. Do you understand what I mean? When you tell people stories, you build an emotional connection with those people. You get them excited. Now, for example, when I told you that first story about me being afraid to speak in front of an audience, now in your mind, you might be thinking, oh, wow, okay, he's also someone that was scared. He's also someone that was nervous. He's not God's gift to mankind to suddenly fall off into his mother's womb and come out as a confident speaker. Amar, do you understand? Right? You feel that because I told you that story. I shared that experience. When you share your experiences with people, people tend to resonate with you more. Right? Let's say, for example, I came up to today's session, right? Let's say I wanted to cancel today's session. And I just came and told you, hey guys, I'm really sorry, but I have to cancel this session. We'll postpone it. I'll let you know when we are having it again. I'll get about 100 messages scolding me. Sitmi is already smiling. She's thinking, Appa, the cancel can I'll give this bugger. Right? Not good. But if I came and told you, guys, I'm really sorry, but I have to cancel the session today because my father passed away. And I'm honestly, I don't think I can concentrate well. I really hope you guys understand. I mean, I don't even have the words to express my sadness. I honestly can't take it. But guys, I promise you, I will reschedule this session. I'll let you know when the session is. And I'll definitely get back to you on this. I'm really sorry, but we'll have to postpone the session. Amar, what do you think? People will start sending me sympathy messages, right? People will be sad. You don't even know me, but you'll feel a bit sad. You'll feel a bit guilty. You'll say, hey, sir, don't worry about it. We'll postpone the session. We'll have it on a different day. Do you understand what I mean? When you tell people a story, you can make them feel sad. When you tell people a story, you can make them feel happy. When you tell people a story, you can make them feel excited. Without stories, your speeches never get people emotionally invested. Guys, who are the best storytellers in the world? Who are the best storytellers in the world? They are the people that do all the corrupted things you can think of in this world: the lying, the stealing, the murdering, the looting, the pillaging, the bombing, all of it. They do all of it. And at the end of the day, Bernard, what do you go and do? You go and put the cross so that they can rule the country. Right? They are the best storytellers in the world, guys. Best storytellers. Look at Trump. Look at Trump. He's the best storyteller in the world. He's the president of the most powerful country in the world. And look at the stories he's telling people. One day he's saying Iran proposed that he become the supreme leader of Iran. Right? And then on the other side, the Iranians are like, we have never even spoken to this guy before this day. But he's a storyteller. Do you understand? He had so many lawsuits, so many court cases against him before he applied for the presidency the second time. And what happened? Because of his ability to tell stories, he became the president of the most powerful country in the world for the second time after getting impeached the first time. Because he's a great storyteller. Do you understand what I mean? Guys, the only thing I want you to take away from this slide is that if you tell good stories, people are going to love what you say. People are going to resonate with what you say. So, good credibility and storytelling are two of the pillars of good public speaking, right? The final one is logos. Now, it's great to have credibility, it's great to tell stories, but you also have to try and back up these stories with statistics, with logic, with good information. If you are someone that is well read, well educated, people will respect you more. If you can bring out good information and logically organize your points and statistics, people will pay more attention to what you have to say. So ethos is credibility. Pathos is your ability to create an emotional bond with your audience by telling stories. And logos is the facts, the statistics, the points that you bring in to make your speech more credible, right? If you understand these three things, and if you can bring in these three things, you will be able to structure a great speech. So now we are going to look at the structure of a good speech. All right. Structuring a winning speech. I had to put a picture of Trump, guys. I couldn't resist. He's not the most beloved man on earth right now, but he's a great storyteller. You have to give him that. All right. Let's get into it. Okay. Now, guys, when it comes to structuring a speech, let me ask you. All right. Let me see what you guys have to say. Okay, I'll give you the chance to unmute yourself. Let me look at somebody. Matusika, are you there? How would you typically start a speech? What is the normal way when you get up on stage? How do you start a speech?
First of all, I would greet the audience.
Okay.
Then I start my speech.
Fine. Okay. I wanted to know the first thing. The first thing you would do is greet the audience. Very good. Right. Pfizer, what about you? Faha Pfizer, are you there? In the red burqa? Yes. Go ahead. What would you do?
Yes. The second one is to introduce ourselves, like
Okay.
telling our name and who we are.
So you would also start by greeting the audience and then
Yeah.
introducing yourself.
And then introduce ourselves, yes.
Got it. All right. Imira, yes, you have raised your hand. Go ahead.
The third one?
The first one. How would you start a speech? I'd like to know how you start a speech.
Then I'll talk about my topic and what I'll say later in the speech.
Okay, so you'll give a sort of an introduction. Good. All right, there's another person who has raised their hand. Mkana, you can go ahead. Yes. Are you there? Not there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, first of all, I'm introduce myself.
Okay, you'll introduce yourself before the greeting?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So, guys, I see a lot of hands going up. Okay, guys, I want to get into the point here. Okay. Now, let me tell you a small story. I went to school for 13 years, as I'm assuming most of you did. And during those 13 years, we had multiple assemblies at school. Okay, and multiple assemblies at school. And in almost all of those assemblies, our beloved father rector, our beloved principal would address the schoolboys, would address the gathering, right? For 13 years, we had 3 principals, and I can tell you without a doubt, it's been about 10 years since I left school. I can tell you without a doubt, even up to date, the principals will start their speech in this way. Okay, they'll come and they'll say, Reverend fathers, Reverend sisters, members of the tutorial staff, members of the non-tutorial staff, and my dear boys. Guys, by the time they finish saying this, what are we doing? We used to do this small game, right? By the time he starts, if we have a stopwatch, we'll take bets on how long his speech is going to take. Whoever loses has to go and buy milk packets for the rest of us. Right? It's either that or we'll pretend to faint so that we can go and sleep in the sick room. Right? Or we'll jump out of the assembly so we can go and play in the grounds. Nobody stuck around to listen to him talk about God knows what. Right? Why? Because the moment you start, you need to grip the attention of the audience. If you don't grip the attention of the audience, people are going to be bored. People are going to be disinterested. Out of all the speeches that I heard across over 13 years, there's only one speech that I remember. Right? And that person, he was a classical musician. He had been called as a chief guest for one of our prize givings, and he got on stage to deliver his speech with a tabla, right? Got on stage with a tabla, and then he started his speech. Now all of us are waiting, right? He's an educated guy, was a visharada and all of that. He got on stage and he started with biscuit kudu, and everybody, all the prize winners, the parents, we were nuts. Because we weren't expecting it. We were expecting him to start off with a greeting. We were expecting him to, be boring just like everyone else. But this guy got our attention. Right? This guy got our attention. And we listened to his entire speech because it was so interesting. Right? He had music in it. He was telling us stories. We were so interested, so enthralled in what he was saying. There's one other speech that I remember, not from school, but after I started my journey as a compeer. I've been to many events, I've compeered many events. And I remember one of the first events that I got to compere was this automobile event, right? And I had to introduce this person called Rohan Palletan. I don't know how many of you have heard of him. He's a very rich businessman, right? Popular businessman. When I introduced him, it was a very serious event. There were ambassadors, there were ministers, businessmen, very, very serious event. All the other speakers before him had a very normal speech. Start with a greeting, introduction, so on and so forth. This guy went on stage with a guitar. Very serious event, you have to understand. This is not a joke. This is not a musical event. It's a very serious event. He got on stage and he started playing his guitar. Guys, everybody in the audience, people that were having their cocktails, people that were on their phones, people that were talking to each other, they stopped what they were doing and they looked up on stage. Bernard, do you understand? He did something different. And at the end of it, he said, I hope I have everyone's attention now. And he did. He didn't lose the attention of the audience for the entirety of his speech. So what's my point to you here? It's not that you have to go on stage and sing. Because honestly, if some of us sing, there won't be an audience left. Right? My point here is that you have to do something a little different if you want people to pay attention to what you are going to say. So instead of starting with a greeting, and trust me, there is nothing wrong with starting with the greeting. It's how 99.9% of people start their speeches. But you could start with an introduction. And I'll tell you what needs to be included in that introduction. What can you do that's different to get the attention of people. After your introduction, you can go into the greeting, body, and conclusion. All right. So let me show you what you can do. In your introduction, I'll give you some tools, some techniques, some tips that you can use in your introduction, not songs, right? Because obviously, we don't want to make a fool of ourselves on stage. One thing we can do is start with a quote. What is a quote? Quote is a popular saying by a popular person or that is known by everybody. For example, if you're talking about the importance of reading books, maybe the importance of education, you can say reading makes a full man. Instead of going on stage and starting with a greeting, you can do something a little different that gets people to pay attention. Do you understand what I mean? The moment you do something different, people are going to be interested in what you have to say. Another thing you can do is say a small story. I told you, stories are the best way to get the attention and keep the attention of people, to get them emotionally invested in what you're going to say. This is risky, right? But this is one of the best things that you can do to get the attention of people. People love it when they hear funny people, right? People love listening to jokes. People love to laugh. So if you can start with a joke that's actually funny, you will never lose the attention of the audience. But like I said, it's risky, right? Because if your joke doesn't land well, if nobody laughs, that is more stressful than delivering the speech, right? It's not a good position to be in when nobody laughs at your joke, right? Finally, this is the easiest one, or this is something that gets the attention of people, and it doesn't require a big reaction from people. You can ask people a rhetorical question, a question to which people don't require an answer. For example, you could ask a do you know type question. Did you know that over 99% of people in Sri Lanka are scared to speak in front of an audience? Right? Now, does that require you to answer? No. It just gets you to think. Clear? You could also ask direct questions like I have during this webinar. Right? I have got you to reply on the chat box. I got some of you to unmute and speak. Now, that again keeps you engaged. When I call out one of you and ask you to answer a question, you're on your toes because Amar doesn't know at what point I'm going to call his name and get him to answer a question. Now he's on his toes. Oh shit, I should keep my camera switched on. I don't know when this guy is going to get me involved in his presentation. Do you understand what I mean? When you ask people questions, they are more interested, they're more engaged with what you're saying. So these are some of the techniques that you can use to do something a little different and get the attention of people right from the start. Then you can go into your greeting, right? After you have done the greeting, you can go into the body of your speech. In the body, there are two things you have to include: pathos and logos. What is pathos? Stories. So you should include popular stories from famous people. Let's say, for example, if you're talking about the importance of perseverance, you can use the example of Thomas Alva Edison, who, when inventing the light bulb, failed 999 times. Right? You can tell his story because everybody knows it, everybody resonates with it. It's a fantastic story. But guys, the best stories you can tell are personal stories. These are stories that are unique to you, and so no one else will have it. So it's always a new story, and people love listening to other people's personal experiences. Think of it like this: if you're going through a tough time in your life, let's say your business is down, you're going through a really challenging period, financially you're struggling to feed your family. If you listen to a popular businessman who went through the same struggle, doesn't that give you a little bit of hope? Right? Doesn't that give you a little bit of hope? So when that person shares their individual story, their personal story, it makes you feel more motivated. It makes you feel better about yourself, a little hopeful about yourself. Clear? So if you have a story, don't be scared to share it. Then we have logos. So pathos and logos. Logos is your facts and figures and any additional details that you can include to add more value to your speech. Figures, statistics, facts, all of these different things. So in your body, even if you don't have logos, facts and figures, you need to have stories. Guys, so many people, especially people that come for these classes, I have seen, when I ask them to deliver a speech, they give people a lot of advice. If I suddenly call one of you and say, hey, Akindu, deliver a speech on the importance of reading books, I'm sure you'll speak for 2 minutes and you'll say, reading books is so important. When you read books, you get more knowledge. When you read books, you learn new vocabulary, but you will not include a story. That story is what makes all the difference. When you're motivating your sales team to make more sales, you don't just tell them, hey guys, you have to make more sales. If you make more sales, you'll do good. There's no point in giving them advice. You tell them, hey, when I was a salesperson and I was in the same position as you, this is what I did. These are the challenges that I overcame. And this is how much money that I was making at the time. Trust me, sales is the best job you can do if you want to earn more money. And if you're not motivated, if you're not hungry to make as much money as possible, being in this sales role, there's honestly no point in doing sales, right? And you share your own personal story. Do you get what I mean? If you're pitching to investors, you give them a story to latch on to, right? You give them a vision to get behind. I've taken some investor pitching classes, right? And all they say is you need to have a good story. If you have a good story, investors will invest. Do you understand what I mean? Finally, you get to the conclusion of your speech. Here, you need to summarize your points. Whatever points that you made, make sure you give a quick snapshot, a quick summary of everything that you told them thus far. You give your final thoughts and opinions, and you have a powerful concluding sentence, a final sentence to put out the message that you want them to take home. Guys, if you follow this structure, you can create a speech that people will actually want to listen to. Do something unique at the start. Have a good introduction. Then you greet the audience after your introduction. Have a body with good stories. And finally, a conclusion. This is the structure that you can follow for any speech that you are going to deliver from today onwards. Clear? All right, great. So guys, I want you to tell me in the chat box, if you could speak confidently, how would that change your career? How would that change the life that you're living now? Will it give you more business? Will it make you a better person? Will it make you more confident? What will you get if you could speak with no fear at all? If you could speak confidently, I want you to think about it. I want you to close your eyes and envision what speaking well will do for you. I want you to type it in the chat box. What is being able to speak confidently going to do for you, right? I'd be more recognized in my school. It would give me more opportunities to become an MC. Fantastic. It'll make me popular. It'll give me confidence. It'll give me the chance to interact with managers. Fantastic. Confident. Someone says, I would close 1 million clients and get investors. Brilliant. Brilliant. Fantastic. I love this. Love it. Guys.
Hi, I'm Nishani Vimalasuriya. I'm a teacher of English. I have had many years of experience as a teacher, but I have always had this scare for stage fright. So I decided to join the Success Academy to do public speaking. And what do you know? Here I am, standing here in front of you, speaking. I never thought this is like a dream come true for me. I have developed my confidence, but you need to remember, you need to practice. That's the main thing that Sheshan keeps on saying, and I think, and you should practice. So, if you feel you have been under a rock, come join. You see a difference and make a difference in your life. Thank you.
All right. Guys, all Nishani wanted was to deliver her toast at her daughter's wedding. Right. So at the end of our program, she was confidently able to do that. These are beautiful things that people are able to achieve. I mean, it's not a big dream. You know, she's been an English teacher for 27 plus years, but she was scared to speak in front of a large gathering. And all she wanted was not to close sales, it was not to run a business, it was just to be able to speak confidently at her daughter's wedding. And she was able to achieve that. Do you understand what I mean? Now, these are goals that people have. Whatever goal you have, you can achieve it. This I can guarantee because I know the system. I know what it takes. I know what someone has to do to be able to become a good speaker. So let me show you the 5 major mistakes that I have seen so many people make. You can tell me yes if these are mistakes that you make, and I guarantee if you join my 4-month training program, I can get rid of these fears completely. All right, I can get rid of these mistakes completely. Number 1, I want you to say yes. If this is you, if you're afraid of this, if this is a mistake, if this is a problem that you struggle with, I want you to say yes. Do you care about what other people have to say about your speech? Do you care? Are you worried about what other people have to say when you speak in front of an audience? Do you get scared? Do you get nervous? Do you get anxious? I want you to tell me. Guys, this is the biggest mistake. This is the biggest mistake. Sitmi, do you understand? That people make when it comes to anything they do in life. Let me tell you a reality about life, right? I'm not as old as some of you here, but I think all of you will agree with me. At the end of the day, you only have yourself. Do you understand? Bernard, do you understand? You have been running a business. You should know this. At the end of the day, you only have yourself. People will always tell something wrong. Don't people scold Jesus Christ? Huh? Don't people scold Lord Buddha? What have they done? They have done only good things. People scold Prophet Muhammad. Guys, do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? You can be the son of God and people will still hate you. You can be the son of God and people will still laugh at you. People will still say nasty things about you. So who are you? We are all children of God. That's a different story. Right? But who are you? And why do you care about what anyone has to say about you? Guys, this is one fear I will eradicate for sure. Right? I will eradicate for sure. I will build your confidence to a point that you didn't believe was possible for you. I will get you to speak again and again and again and again and again until speaking in front of people is not a problem at all. Guys, when I speak in front of my audience, when I speak in a class like this, I don't come here thinking, will this person laugh at me? Will these people, will sit me go home and tell her children that I'm a terrible teacher? I really don't care what you're going to go home and tell anybody. Because I know what I'm telling you is quality. What I'm telling you is something of value. And you're going to go home with some information, with some knowledge. So I don't care what people have to say. That's the mentality. That's the confidence that you have to build up. And I guarantee you can build this up with a good amount, a good level of practice. The second mistake that a lot of people make is they read instead of speaking. How many conferences, how many events have you been to where people get on stage and read off a piece of paper? This is the worst thing you can do. You can't connect with an audience, you can't look at them in the eyes, you can't resonate with an audience if you're reading off a piece of paper. You need to be able to speak well. You need to be able to speak confidently. In order to do this, you need to have proper preparation and good speech structure. If you have practiced in the structure that I have taught you again and again and again, when you have to speak in front of people, even impromptu, that means even without any prior preparation, you will be able to speak without looking at anything. Makes sense? This is a big mistake. Uh, um, uh, when you're speaking, the ums really make you feel or make you look not confident in yourself. Right, Melanie, do you understand? It makes you look nervous. It makes you look anxious. My name is Sheshan. I went to it's like a tape recorder that's broken in the middle of your speech. Do you understand what I mean? So being able to cut off fillers, I mean, you don't have to cut off fillers to zero, but at least to a point where it's not visible, it's not too audible during your speech. That's brilliant. Maybe 3, 4, 5 during your 10-minute speech is totally fine. But you need to be able to cut it down. Clear? How can you cut it down? I teach you certain speech techniques, but the number one thing is pausing. Instead of saying if you can pause when you get stuck, breathe, smile, and move on, you will come across as a confident, competent speaker. How many people have you seen get on stage and speak with zero vocal variations? Hello, everyone. My name is Sheshan. Today, we are going to learn about how to be a great, confident speaker. So, today, would you have lasted this long if I conducted the session in this way? Guys, you have been given a toolbox here, right? You have been given a toolbox. It's a beautiful toolbox. You need to be able to play this toolbox, this instrument. Think of a piano, right? If you go onto a piano, if you play a piano and you just play one key, ting, 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 how long can you listen to that for? You'll get annoyed. You'll get irritated. You tune it out. It's noise. You don't care. But if you hear how it's music, not as ugly as mine, but it's music. You play different keys. Our voice has different keys. We need to be able to play it. We have changes in pitch, power, pace, pause, emphasis. When we use these tools, we are able to speak well. Guys, all of us have these tools. God has given this to everybody. Nobody is born to speak in a monotonous voice. Nobody makes a guitar with one string. Nobody makes a piano with one key. Do you understand what I mean? You don't get a voice with no variations. Everybody has variations. We need to know how to use it properly. And finally, bad body language and facial expressions. Guys, a lot of people speak like this, with their hands behind their back, with no facial expressions. Right? This is the happiest day of my life. I am so excited to be speaking in front of you today. Right? It looks like he's saying it's the happiest day of his life, but somebody has died in the background. Do you understand what I mean? Bad body language and facial expressions can really kill your message. All right. So these are the 5 biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to speaking in front of an audience. They are scared about people's opinions. They read instead of speaking. They say as they speak. They have no vocal variations and they have no good body language or facial expressions, right? Guys, I want you to tell me, if you can fix these 5 things, can you be a confident speaker? I want you to say yes if you believe that's true. If you fix only these 5 things, can you be a confident speaker? Yes, 100%. Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. So guys, I have a very special offer for you. I told you I have a 4-month training program. So can I quickly take 15 minutes of your time? We're done with the webinar. We're done with the teaching component. So if anyone wants to leave, you can leave. But if you are interested in knowing more about my 4-month training program, I want you to say yes. If it's a yes, I want you to stay on. Beautiful. I love it. I'm seeing so many people say yes, yes, yes. Great. Well, I have a good offer for you. I have good news for you, right? Especially since it's the new year.
Hi, I'm
Right.
Fazrina Fazi. I joined the Success Academy class because I want to improve my speaking. It didn't only improve my speaking, it made me confident and I have a clarity about what I'm talking about. So I recommend all of you to join this because it changed a lot in me. I'm a confident speaker now. So you all can join her. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, guys. So let me introduce you to my 4-month public speaking training program. All right. So this is the entire curriculum that we cover. We have 16 weeks of classes, 1 class per week. So that is 16 classes. I cover a number of different things. And with my experience in the corporate sector, plus my experience in theater, I have put together what I believe is the best public speaking program that you can get anywhere in this country. Week number 1, we look at an introduction to public speaking and how to craft a good speech. Week 2 is how to deliver a good social speech, a welcome address, a thank you speech, a toast, something like this. Body language and hand gestures. That's something you have to fix. If you don't fix that, it's very tough to be a good speaker. Vocal variations, how to play this instrument. Overcoming the use of fillers. Guys, what I want you to also understand is all these lessons are interconnected. So we are going to be fixing different things on different days. But when you collect all of this, you become a fantastic speaker, right? I love this session, Introduction to Theatric Performances in Speaking. So the class doesn't just focus on you giving speeches. There are certain things like poetry, acting that you have to do. That's very exciting, right? Sometimes when you're in the corporate sector, you think to yourself, what am I doing? I'm delivering a poem. It's a bit weird, right? But you have no idea. All of these top corporate guys, they tell me after the session, hey, we learned so much, loved it, fantastic. I love the feedback, right? Week 7 is how to do good presentations using visual aids effectively. Week 8 is interview skills. Week 9, now some of you might be thinking, hey, I already know how to breathe well. If I didn't know how to breathe well, I'll be dead, right? But when I talk about breathing techniques, it's breathing techniques that help you speak better. A lot of the time, the reason we run out of breath, the reason we can't speak clearly is because we don't know the correct techniques on how to breathe. Makes sense? Week 10 is impromptu speaking, how to speak instantly without prior preparation. Week 11 is building clarity of speech, how to articulate your words well, how to pronounce your words well. This is something we are going to look at. Week 12 is about audience engagement, how to engage an audience, what are the tools, what are the techniques you can use. Week 13 is critical listening and feedback. Week 14 is professional etiquette and personal branding. Week 15, we are going to have a mock interview practice. And week 16, we are going to have a final assessment. All right? Okay. So here are some of the things that you get in my classes. Number 1, I will be conducting all the sessions myself. So 16 live coaching sessions with me is what you're going to get, right? Guys, usually I would charge 3,500 rupees per hour for a training session. So that into 2 hours into 16 would cost you 112,000. But that's not what we are charging you, right? Usually programs like this. Now, we offer a diploma program at the end of this as well, which means not a separate program, but once you complete my 4 months of training, if you want to get qualified as a public speaker, there is a diploma exam that you can go and sit for. Clear? So usually for a program like this, they'll charge you 100K plus easily, right? But that's not what we are offering you. So along with the diploma, the 16 weeks of training, plus recorded practice interviews, what this means is in every class or at the end of every class, I get you to send me I get you to send me homework, right? Recorded videos of you speaking at home. I will personally review all of these and give you feedback. Trust me, this is a huge advantage when it comes to improving your skills because each of you get an individual feedback. Each of you get an individual feedback and criticism on how you can personally improve yourself, not just in a group setting, but individually. Clear? So usually, guys, we offer the program at 59,900 rupees, right? Not 100K plus. But like I said, it's a new year, so you're in luck because we have an Aurudu offer specially for you. So guys, if you pay before the 10th of April, you can make a payment of 28,900 rupees and sign up to the program. A one-time payment, 28,900 for all 4 months, done deal, right? Nothing else, no extra charges. You can just pay this one-time fee if you're paying before the 10th of April, right? After the 10th, we go back to, again, it's still a discounted price, but it will be higher than the Aurudu discount. It will be 33,900 rupees. All right, which means if you pay today, tomorrow, or Friday, you only have to pay 28,900. If not, it's going to be 33,900 rupees. You can also make a split payment, a 2-month payment. So the first month will be 19,500. Second month will also be the same, right? But of course, if you think about it, 28,900 is the ideal payment that you can make. Makes sense, the one-time payment. Guys, we also have a couple of bonuses for those of you who join our program. Number one is we only take 20 students. Why is this a bonus? Why is this a bonus? Bernard, why is it a bonus? Because I get each student to speak in the class. Do you understand what I mean? If I have 50 students in the class, I can't get you to speak in the class. I can get you to send videos, but I can't get you to speak in the class. But one thing I guarantee is that every student gets to speak in every single class. And so you get an individual feedback from me then and there. Clear? You get to speak in front of the audience and you get an instant feedback. Right? That's the most beautiful thing about this session. A lot of the other spoken English classes, a lot of the other public speaking classes, they do lectures. I don't do lectures. I do activity-based learning because this is public speaking. If you don't practice, you'll never be good. That's the bottom line. Clear? So trust me, I guarantee you will be able to practice not only in every class, but at home as well. All right. So only 20 students is what we take per batch. I also have a podcast. I don't know if you have followed it. I don't know if you have seen it. I have a podcast that I get my student, or I give my students an opportunity to come on this podcast and have a conversation with me on a public forum. This is only if you're interested, but it's a fantastic opportunity, right? You get to come on board, you get to have a conversation with me, you get to carry on a conversation for 40, 50, 60 minutes. And it's just beautiful because if you are invited to the podcast, right? And if you get the chance to be on the podcast, you know that you have built your English speaking fluency to a level of competency that you didn't have before. Do you understand what I mean? So you get to be featured on our success podcast, right? You also get to build a good network. So we have physical gatherings, we have fun activities that we do where you get to network, you get to know people, so we have things like cocktail parties, we have functions. We have gatherings on a physical location where we get to come and practice our public speaking skills. We have different things like this where you get to network and meet a good crowd. I mean, you saw some of the testimonials that were given, right? I have some good testimonials later on as well. But it's all professionals. It's all corporate professionals, businessmen that join our classes. So it's a really good environment. It's a really good group of industry professionals that you can get to know. Furthermore, if you're interested in getting qualified as a speaker, we offer you special discounts with the West London University, with Mystical Rose, which is another institute that offers public speaking diplomas. We offer you discounts if you want to pursue qualifications. Plus, like I said, if you want to immediately get qualified once my 4-month training program is done, we offer 50% discount for the diploma in public speaking offered by Mystical Rose International Institute, which is a Pearson assured organization. So usually they charge 50,000 rupees for the exam, but for our students, we have a special discount of just 25,000 rupees. Clear? All right.
Hi, I'm Asanka Tilakaratna from the Success Academy's public speaking class. Actually, I recommend this master class because if you are willing to develop your public speaking skills, this is the best place. This is because of 3 reasons. First thing is you will get a toolkit to make your public speaking successful. The second one, the trainer is a very friendly person. He will be a good friend for you to critique your performance. The third one is, in my journey, I have experienced the improvement in my speeches. So that's why I encourage you to join this masterclass and build your confidence. Thank you.
All right. Okay, guys, so here are the details about our classes. We have both online and physical classes. Our online classes are starting on the 22nd of April. That is a Wednesday. We will have classes every Wednesday from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. If you are interested in joining our physical classes, we'll be having our physical classes starting on Sundays, 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at Narahempita CIPM. I hope you have heard of the CIPM building. It's in Narahempita. We have classes every Sunday from 4:30 to 6:30. Guys, if you want to join our classes, all you need to do is take a screenshot of this page and send it on the WhatsApp group that you are in. We have 6 WhatsApp groups. You're definitely in one of those groups. Take a screenshot, take a photo of this page and send it on the WhatsApp group. If you pay before the 10th, if you pay before this Friday, you only have to pay 28,900 rupees. If you're paying after the 10th, it will be 33,900 rupees. If you're going into a monthly payment plan, we have a 2-month payment plan for 19,500 rupees, right? So guys, I see a lot of people, you have asked different questions about the classes. You have said, is it physical or online? So guys, like I said, we have both physical and online. When you're sending the screenshot, just drop a message saying whether you want physical or whether you want online, right? That way we can register you for the correct class. Right? I want to join physical classes. Yes, we have physical classes. That's great. Fantastic. Guys, if you have any questions, you can put it on the chat box. If you're interested in joining the classes, take a screenshot of this and send it on the WhatsApp group. Can I know if you're interested in signing up for the classes? We have 20 spots. 20 spots get filled out, I'm sure, before Friday, simply because we're offering a price we have never offered for this program before. 28,900 is a price we have never offered for the program before. So I'm 100% sure, because usually at 59,900 we get sold out in about 4 to 5 days. So at half that cost, 2 days I'm sure is going to be the cap, right? Can I get a yes if you're going to be signing up for our classes? If I'm going to be seeing you on the 22nd, can I get a yes in the chat box? Fantastic. I'm seeing a lot of yeses coming in. Drop your number, guys. All right. If you're not on our WhatsApp groups, I'm sure most of you are, but in case you're not, you can just message this number, right? Let me put it onto the chat box. The number is 076 467 6970. All right. You can just message this number if you're interested in signing up, and if you don't have if you're not on any WhatsApp groups. Guys, but if you are on the WhatsApp group, all you need to do is just take a screenshot of this page and send it on the WhatsApp group. Great. Do you all have any questions before we wrap up the session? Is there anything you would like to say? Anything you would like to add? Any doubts you want clarified before we wrap up the session today? Guys, all clear? Bernard, all clear? Amar?
No, this is 4 month fee will be 28,900, isn't it?
Correct. For all 4 months, it's a one-time fee of 28,900. Yeah?
Fine, good.
All right. What did you think of the session? It was good?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, good.
Fantastic. All right. Guys, any questions? Any doubts? Any problems? All clear. Fantastic. Okay, Fatima, any certificate after completing the course? You get a certificate of completion from our academy. But if you sit for the diploma, you get a Pearson Assured certificate from Mystical Rose International Institute. Right? Great session. Thank you. All clear. Guys, I would also love it if you could drop your feedback on the WhatsApp group. Any positive feedback, any negative feedback, any criticism, I would love to hear it on the WhatsApp group. If you can send me your feedback, whether it was a good session, bad session, need to improve session, I would love to hear your feedback on the WhatsApp group, right? That'll mean a lot to me if you can send your feedback about the session in the WhatsApp group. All right. So I would love to see you in my classes either on the 12th, that is this Sunday, or on the 22nd, that is
Sir, excuse me.
Wednesday. Yes, Sahil?
Is this a direct diploma course or we want to certify after completing this course again?
No, you
Separately.
can directly follow this course and then sit for the diploma exam.
Right after completing?
Correct. So the only extra charge would be the diploma exam fee, which is 25,000. Yeah.
You will direct us to the
I will
exams.
do everything. Yeah, I will direct you. I will guide you.
Oh.
So you can directly go through my program and then sit for the diploma exam. Yeah.
You will personally conduct the physical session also?
I will personally conduct all the 16 sessions.
Oh.
Clear? So diploma
Yeah.
exam is different. It will be done by another examiner and so on, by that examining body. But I will be doing all 16 coaching sessions. Clear?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes, Bernard, you have a question?
Yeah. For this course, after this finishing, you are giving any certificate for this?
I have a certificate of completion from my academy, but if you want a recognized certificate, you have to sit for the diploma. Clear? All right. Super, guys. Any other questions? I'm seeing a lot of screenshots on the group. That is beautiful. We have 6 groups. So whatever group that you're in, you can send the screenshot to. Dishon, can I improve my grammar? Guys, honestly, I don't teach grammar per se in my classes. What I mainly focus on is your ability to speak well. So if you're interested in building up your speaking fluency, and I do a lot of activity-based learning, right? My lecture will be a maximum of 30 to 40 minutes. The remainder of the class is going to be you speaking in the class. Makes sense? So it's going to be mostly activity-based. You're going to speak, you're going to deliver speeches, you're going to do some acting, some poems, improve your public speaking skills. That is my main promise to you. Whatever fear, whatever anxiety you have when it comes to speaking English in front of people, this is what I am going to fix. Clear? I hope that makes sense. Nirmal, do you have a question?
Yes. Is it am I audible to you?
Yes, you're audible. Yeah,
Hello.
go ahead. Yeah.
These classes, can we have like hybrid method, one class on online
Yes.
and physical kind of a thing?
Correct. So if you join the physical class, if you join the online class, let's say you want to come one day and speak in front of a live audience, you can come to the physical class if you want to, right? And of course, with the physical class, if you miss a class, I will give you the online class recording, or you can just join the live online class as well. So both go simultaneously, right? And you can go ahead and, join both according to your wish. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Awesome.
Session.
Super. Sir, can you tell me the physical class location? The location is
Can you hear?
hold
I'm
on.
Buddhika here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Buddhika, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, small clarification there. If we all completed says your sessions after 16 modules. So that diploma one there, no, the next level, that diploma one, we can straight away we can sit for the exam move.
Correct.
We have to be
Straight
studied.
away, you have to study. So study in the sense as long as you follow the guidance that I give. So I'm basically doing the diploma syllabus,
Yes,
right? My program
of course.
structure follows that diploma syllabus. So if you want to sit for the diploma directly after my program, you can just go ahead and do it, right? You have to study, obviously, but if you follow my program with that training, you can sit for the exam. Think of it like an IELTS training program. Once you follow my training program, you can directly go and sit for the IELTS exam. Yeah,
Similar to that, ne?
similar to that. Clear?
Okay. Thanks a lot, sir. Very clear everything.
Thank you. I hope to see you
Thank
on
you.
either the 22nd or the 12th.
Sir, we have to be registered, paid the one-time payment and send it to your WhatsApp, no? I mean,
Yes, my coordinator has sent the bank details on the WhatsApp group, so you can send it to him. So you send the receipt of the payment to my coordinator's number. Is that clear?
that means generally we receive Zoom links, no? That WhatsApp might be.
Yes, yes, correct. That so the number that has sent you the Zoom link, you send the receipt to that number. Yeah.
Okay.
So my coordinator has sent the bank details on the WhatsApp group. You can just check that and forward the receipt to
Oh,
that number. Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine,
small
sir.
question.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Yes, Bernard.
Yeah, now this is my concern. The 12th is the festival starting, no?
Day
Holidays
before
are
Aurudu. That's fine. I understand a lot of people might have issues with that day. That's not a problem. What you can do is you can start from the second day onwards and you can cover up the first day either through the online session or it doesn't really matter. The physical sessions are very proactive. It's a lot of, you know, activity based learning again. So missing out the first day is not going to impact you in a big way, right? You can just skip that session, attend the online, and then come from the second day onwards. Make sense? Clear?
Sir, a small thing, may after 12 might be every week's there, no? Halloween weeks, every
Yes,
Sundays.
of course. Every
I mean,
Sunday. So 19th onwards, yes.
19th onwards. That
Yeah.
means Aurudu holidays there might be, no?
So Aurudu holiday won't be impacted because we have classes on the 12th. So the next week is the 19th. We will have off
No,
days
not
only
a
for the
matter, name.
online classes. Right. So
Yeah.
that's why
But
I'm starting
physically is more effective, ne, sir?
That is up to you. I mean, of course, if you live around Colombo, physical is, of course, the better option for you. If you're outstation, if you can't attend the physical now, to be honest,
So,
some
excuse me.
people come from very far. Like I have students coming from Ratnapura, right? I have
Exactly, sir.
students coming in from Badulla, from Kandy for the physical
That's true,
class.
sir.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah. That's true, sir. Very difficult.
They honestly do a lot of traveling. I mean, sometimes I ask those students, you travel 3 hours sometimes to come for the physical class, but
Sir,
they seem to
sometime,
like it.
if you don't mind to disturb, I mean, interrupt you.
Yeah.
Sir, any missing classes, we can get it through the online session, no?
Yes,
Recorded session.
I will send you the recordings, or you can attend the live online class as well.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So, excuse me.
Yeah.
Basically, this certification is a direct diploma in public speaking or like English.
Diploma in public speaking. That's how the diploma works. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. I have one question for this.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I did the online class in here,
Yeah.
is possible, sir? Can you do in these classes in a candy?
The online class, yes, of course. So it doesn't matter where you're joining from, because we'll be doing,
Makurana.
yeah, so we'll be doing, we'll be doing it through Zoom, just like this. So you can join the online session.
Yeah, sure. And thank you. And after,
Yeah.
sir said like there's a bonus things, right?
Yeah.
Uh, if we meet the new peoples and get more information about it, that's like right. Meet new peoples and lots of activities are there.
Mm-hmm.
So I too like. Is that possible? Is that one is a physical classes or online
So
also
it's
get
like this
support
now,
in
for
teachers?
example, something that we do is now with our physical classes, we try to organize small functions, right? So
Okay.
what I do is I extend an invitation to then our online class students as well to come and join in those activities or workshops and so on. So on those days, now you're living in Akurana, but if you can travel to Colombo, you can take part in those sessions as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the question. Or
Yeah.
is fine if I can I will do that one. Thank you so much. And this class this webinar is a very fantastic. It's like a first experience, like who talking like the public speak. Okay. And I am to the like a public speaker, like I am not that much, but if I have any programs are like that, I speak that, but I have a little I I'm not fluent that much in English. That's the problem. I think a little bit, scared to talk in public.
That you can
That's the
easily
thing.
fix through practice. The more you practice, the more you get comfortable speaking, you tend to worry about that less. You get what I
Yeah,
mean? Most of the time, the reason that we are scared to speak is because we think about it too much, right?
that's
We
true.
think, okay, I don't have the vocabulary, people will laugh at me, people will think this, people will think that. But the moment we get that out of our heads, we are able to speak a lot more confidently. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I got it today.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
All
thank you
right.
so
I
much.
hope to see you
We
in
will
the
meet that
online
one.
session
Yeah,
then.
yeah,
All right.
sure. Yeah, thank you, sir. Have a
All
nice
right.
day.
Good. You too. Have a good night. Someone has asked, how can we make the payment? Guys, the payment details are on the WhatsApp group. On the 12th, I'll be busy with Aurudu stuff. So is it okay if I come for the online session on the 22nd? Yes, that's totally fine. You can come for the online session on the 22nd and continue the physical classes from there. If I pay, guys, the 19,500 into 2, you can pay at any time because that's just a part payment option. If you're making the 28,900 rupee payment, you have to make it before the 10th. After the 10th, it will be 33,900. Dinushi has asked, how are the 20 participants selected? Guys, the 20 participants are selected based on a first come, first served basis, which means the first 20 people who pay are the 20 people we enroll. Clear? After that, we put you on a waiting list, right? So I think we have about 6 people from the waiting list from the previous webinar. So it'll be in that order. The first 20 people to pay are the 20 people that we register for the classes. The reason we take only 20 people is because I like to keep the group small, because it's easy for me to manage. Because since I'm the one doing all the classes, I have classes 6 days a week. That's 120 students in total, give or take 100 students, right? So managing all of those students, watching their videos, it's a very time consuming task. So if I have 50 students, 60 students, I can't give that same attention to every student, and I definitely can't get you to speak in the class. I want you to speak in the class, which is why I only take 20 students. Otherwise, there is no point, right? When I teach, when I try to do something, I always, in my conscience, I know I'm providing the best service, right? I know that. So I want to give you that standard. I want to give you that quality, which is why I only take a limited number of students, right? So do you have any classes for grammar? Guys, we do have a spoken English program as well. So you can just talk to my coordinator about it. But join the public speaking class. If you can manage to speak English, if you keep practicing, automatically you build up your fluency, you build up your grammar. You don't have to sit down and learn grammar to improve grammar. That's the reality. right? Any language, whether it's Sinhalese, whether it's Tamil, whether it's English, you can learn how to speak fluently by practicing. That's it. Sitting down and learning the future. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I learned all of these grammatical structures only when I started teaching, right? When I was doing my teaching qualification, I learned, wow, okay, this is the simple present tense, this is the present continuous tense. Beautiful. But I have been speaking English my entire life. I have been doing acting on stage. I have been a compeer. I never needed to know grammatical structures to be able to speak like this. Do you get what I mean? It's just practice. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Can you send the WhatsApp link? Guys, just message the number that I sent on the chat box. If you are not on a WhatsApp group, you can get all the details from him, right? Okay. All right. I think that's about it, guys. That's all the questions. Thank you very much for joining today. I really appreciate you taking the time. Guys, I would love it. I would really appreciate it if you could send me your feedback on the WhatsApp group. It means so much to me when I hear what you have to say about the webinar. If it was good, if it was bad, because if it's good, I know I'm providing something of value to people. And I love to know that I have created some sort of impact, right? If there is something to improve, I would love to know that as well, because in the next webinar that I do, in the next session that I do, I can fix those mistakes, I can fix those shortcomings and do a better lecture. Make sense? So I'm really looking forward to seeing you either in my physical class or my online class. Guys, I'm someone that loves to teach. I'm someone that loves to see the improvement in my students. So I guarantee if you join my classes, you will not be alone. You'll always be with me. I'll be holding your hand to make sure that the resolution you made this year of being a confident speaker will definitely be a reality. All right. So see you guys. Have a good night. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy Aurudu. And I hope to see you in my sessions moving forward. See you guys. Have a good night.
Right, good.